Hey everybody, back today with another Get to Know the Mixer video, as you can see from the title. Hibbadoray is who we're going to speak to today. Now, Hibbadoray, you will have known her from chat. She's in a bunch of different Facebook groups as well. Joey Hendricks. So let's get to that and speak with her and see what she has to say.
So, hey Joey, how you doing this morning?
Hi, Mike. I'm great. Uh,
Uh, I just want to thank you for taking some time to kind of sit down and chat a little bit. You you know, we go into these to watch these shows, or we see all these posts on Facebook, and it seems like you're always involved. Uh, and that's not a bad thing. When I go into a show and I'm watching it and I don't see Joey, I'm like, well, where is Joey?
uh,
As you're always there commenting, very active. Uh, so I guess what I've been told that other people miss you too when you're not in the chat. So uh,
well, that's nice. I mean, you just made my day right there.
well,
I go to those shows to learn stuff. And you guys, all those guys, the people that are putting on the show, they're laying down the knowledge, and then you can get so much just from talking to the people in chat. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a great recipe idea in chat. I learned about Flavor West blueberry in a YouTube chat. Addie Tooney turned me on to Flavor West Blackberry YouTube chat yesterday during Fresh's show. I I was listening, and I was kind of chatting around, and then I got this great idea for a recipe with peaches and blueberry, which I don't know where I got it from, but you know how it is. Sometimes you just get inspired, and I came in here, I brought my laptop in, and I started mixing, and I had a question, so I just asked my question in chat, and I got 3 or 4 different answers, and that's great. I dig that I can go and I can get 15 different viewpoints from 15 different people. It helps me think about what I want to do.
right, right,
Plus, I mean, I like the community aspect of it so much too. If you just be nice to people, I don't know. I've only been mixing about a year, but if you just be nice to people and share what you do know, it helps them. I can before I started DIY, I had tanks. I had a Crown 3 tank. I got off cigarettes on the OG Crown. I still have 2. If anyone needs 2 OG Crowns with coils, let me know. Because, well, I'm never going to go back. I'm never going to go back to tanks. I
right.
don't have a job like yours. I'm not driving in a truck all day. I'm going to stick with RDAs. But what I was saying was back when I bought my juice, I'm a single mom. Parents, grandparents have all passed away. It is me and my little girl, and that's it. So what I make, what I earn at work is what we have. And if I can only afford 2 120s of juice for 2 weeks, then that's all I can have. And if I run out, I run out. And that was happening to me. So, it was easier to come up with $7 for a pack of smokes than it was to come up with $30 for 120 ml of juice. So
Right.
every couple of weeks I'd go back and I'd smoke. And then I bought an RTA used off Facebook. It was my first one. It was a Tsunami. I got it from Jason Cepeda. I don't know if you know him, but he's a real cool guy. He's an admin in that DIY E-Juice University Facebook group now. But he sold me a Tsunami RTA for $12, including the shipping. Okay, I'll try it, And that was my first rebuildable. I had no idea what I was doing. I did everything wrong. But then that's when I actually found YouTube, and I learned how to, get the coil in and how to wick it and everything. Don't get one of those, by the way. They're leaky. But it was a good tool to learn, and it didn't cost me very much money. And then once I figured out how to work that, I swapped over to RDAs, bought a used one from a guy here in town, and started vaping on that. When I switched to RDAs, 3 milligrams at the time felt way too strong for me. I was getting chubby bubble Raz. I was getting 2 120s of it every 2 weeks, and going to town. Well, I switched to RDAs, it got too strong. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm Nick sick. So I went to the shop and $60 to buy a 0 and a 3 and mix them together. And then Nicotine River had that kit for $49.99 with buy one extra concentrate and get a free shipping. Well, decision was made right then and there.
Right.
Anyway, by the way, hi everybody. I'm a morning person, so
Let's go back to that for a little bit. How long have you been vaping then?
I started vaping in like 2012 with cartomizers and the little decaying juice.
All right. Been there, done that.
Didn't work. Didn't work.
Right.
I could kind of get it, but not really. And then they had the stick batteries with the little clear plastic tanks, did that. And I'm real lucky. Where I live, there are 3 vape shops. Okay. There's the vape shop for hipsters where you just go there if you want to, be cool and buy whatever smock has going out now. Okay. Then I have one that's like 2 blocks up the street from me. They're pretty good. They're not, targeting hipsters. They're targeting adults, people who want to quit smoking, right? But they don't know very much. They got a lot of pretty little girls working in there, but they don't know much. And then I've got one vape shop up here. It's actually a smoke shop. So there's cigarettes and pipe tobacco and all that. And they've got, that's where I learned. They've got the RDAs and all that stuff. And they teach me that. But I don't know if you remember, but they used to have the one the twist one, you could dial in your voltage on your little Clearomizer.
Right. Was that the ego twist maybe?
It was. That is exactly what it was. I had one of those, and man, I thought I was hot poop. Didn't work. What worked for me was IPVD3 with the OG Crown Tank. I had 2 of them. I always rock 2. I'm not going to get vape tongue, and I'm not going to get bored. I had 2 of the IPVD3s with the OG Crown Tanks. One of them had that chubby bubble Raz in it, and the other one I would change juice, And in my area, again, I'm lucky. I can go down to this vape shop up the street, and for $1, I can try their juice out of tanks with coils. But whatever, right. I can get an idea of what I'm trying.
Right.
And I did that for a long time. Now, I generally don't go to the vape shop unless I'm buying equipment. And I'll go up to the vape shop here in Cottage Hills, which doesn't mean anything to you, but I'll go up there. And the kids up there, they know I DIY. So they always want to try my vape to see what I'm making, see if it's any good. And I'll try theirs. And I tell you what, shop juice is too sweet. I can't even, 1 puff and I'm done. See, I tell myself that I can buy all the flavors I want to, as long as it's the cigarette money, right?
Right.
I've only been off the smokes for like a year, because nothing ever worked until I got to those OG Crown Tanks. And I've got like one of those little mouth to lunger deals. I don't dig that too much. But I tell myself it's okay that I can buy flavors. I can spend like $20 a week or whatever, or as long as I don't spend as much as it's the cigarette money. I don't know how many more years I can justify that to myself, but that's my justification.
Right. Just change the name to "This is my staying off of cigarette money."
Maybe, maybe. I uh, I have I have many hobbies.
Okay, well, that's a good question. What else other than vaping do you like to do?
Would you believe that I'm a seamstress? I sew, and I mean I don't just sew, dude. I make our clothes. My kid is 10, and we're friends on Facebook. My kid is 10. She is very sassy and very spoiled, and asks me to make her clothes. That's something. Um, what else do I like to do? Well, I have 4 dogs too, so I like to pet dogs. That's an activity at my house. Um, I like to play video games, and I like to force my kid to play with me too.
Right,
I like, um, what else do I like? I like to cook, you know. I don't like to clean, but I do a lot of it.
right.
That goes right back to having 4 dogs. Oh, you know what I love to do? I love to garden. There's like a DIY theme in my life, I think.
Well, I think it's very satisfying when you can do something yourself and you step back and look, and it's just a feeling of accomplishment, something different than I paid the kid down the street to cut my grass or whatever.
Well, I would pay the kid down the street to cut my grass, though.
Uh, Me too.
Cutting grass sucks.
I always tell people, that's a problem with what I do for a living with driving a truck. I'm gone all the time. I mean, I stay gone a month and a half, and then I'm home for 3 or 4 days, and then I'm back at it again. Um, I always have this feeling when I'm out here on the road that which I've been doing this for a long time. I'm about over it. Uh, I want to go home and do something else, but this is all I've done for like forever. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure it out. The What I was getting at is I tell people when I'm out here, all I want to do is go home and cut my grass. And we've got about 1.5 acres. Uh, but when I go home and I look at the grass, I no longer want to cut it.
Mm-mm. You know, I always tell my daughter, my backyard is really small until I go to start cutting the grass, and then it's like miles big.
Right. Right.
It's not really small. I guess we've got maybe 3/4 of an acre altogether.
Right.
I mean, I've got a sunny side yard, and that's where I garden. I do like tomatoes, squash, cucumber. For most of the summer, we just go out in the yard and pick what we want to eat. It's
Right.
pretty it's pretty fun. My grandparents did that. They had a great big garden. They had like an acre, and they had a great big garden. So that's how I grew up. You know, do it yourself. And now I'm teaching my kid. She's probably going to not fit in with the rest of the world when she's a little bit older, because she's going to know how to do so much stuff that they just don't teach you anymore.
Right. Right. Well, but that's good because somewhere down the line, somebody's going to still need to know how to do it. I mean, it's just going to come back around.
Well, I think DIY is going to stand us in good stead, because I think they're getting ready to regulate the crap out of vaping, and it's going to be real hard to for people to get off smoking. And I just feel so grateful that I found vaping, I stuck with it, and that I know how to get by.
Right. Yeah, I think I enjoy making my own liquid. It's my me time. Uh, it's very relaxing. It takes my mind off stuff. If I'm having a bad day or if I'm in a bad mood, I can just go back there and mix, and I just forget about things for a while.
You know, driving a truck would have to be a hard job, because whenever you're in the car, you're in your own head, aren't you? All the time. There's all that time to think. So I could see where mixing would help you with that.
Absolutely. And I'm a Gemini, so I'm constantly arguing with myself back and forth and back and forth. Good thing about it is part of me always wins.
That's true. That's true.
Uh,
Well, I'm a Cancer. I just want to love everybody. Be nice. Um, but not according to my daughter. If she were here, she would tell you that I am the devil. I'm the meanest mom ever. So she's
they
grounded.
all, uh, I think most kids will say that at some point, but I also think if they're saying that, then you're doing a good job.
Well, all I know is I can now put on my resume that I am the meanest mom ever. And I'm
Right.
going to.
So, what is your mixer name?
Hibbadoray. Okay. Kid's 10. When she was little, you remember Super Y on PBS?
I do.
And you know how they always say hip hip hooray? Well, when we were watching, my daughter's name is Grace. Grace would say, "Hibbadoray, mommy, hibbadoray, mommy." I did not know what the hell she was saying. It took months to figure out that she was saying hip hip hooray. So I told you before, I'm a gamer. That Hibbadoray became my gamer tag. That is, if you ever see Hibbadoray play in any kind of video game, that's me. And then I just used it when I went into mixing.
It's pretty cool. I'd never guessed that. I was curious where the name came from.
It's a nonsense word that my kids said 8 years ago.
When are you going to come on a show?
I am going to come on some shows. I have an idea. I want to start a YouTube channel or whatever, or features on other people's shows. I don't care. To review recipes for new mixers. Okay. I don't know about you, but you publish your recipe and it is super hard to get anybody to try it. So I thought that I would just try other people's recipes. I've got 3 recipes mixed up now of other people's, which is really hard because I am on fire right now with my own recipes. But I'm gonna do a review of Alfred Pudding's Captain Crunch, and then I'm going to review Daytime Frank's Banana Foster Cheesecake, and then I am in a month. See, I intend to take submissions. Right. When I actually do my first video or my first spot, I'm going to ask people, hey, contact me here and let me know if you've got a recipe that you want to have reviewed. And
Right.
then I'm just going to mix it and let people know what I think. I may not like it, but if, that's the risk you take when you ask somebody to review your recipe.
Right. See, and I think that there's a couple different ways to do a review. You can, and pardon the language, you can give somebody a bad review and be an ass about it, or you can give somebody a honest feedback, but do it constructively. This isn't for me, but it doesn't taste bad. It's just not in my wheelhouse. Or the banana is way too strong in this to me. Maybe if we lower the banana, it might be a little better. But don't just say this sucks. That doesn't help anybody.
Exactly. And along with these YouTube reviews, I'm going to go on ELR or ATF, and I am going to review your recipe, and I'm going to say just exactly what I think, because it's just the hardest thing in the world to get anyone to notice your recipe. The hardest thing, no matter how good it is, man, you could be mixing up pure gold over there, but if you can't get anybody to try it, then you're still unsure. And that's the thing. As a mixer, I know it's good. I tried it, I
Right.
think it's great. But maybe it's only good to me. So I want to help other people not go through that, I guess. Cuz It's just hard, and it's a niche that nobody's filling. I don't know how well it's going to go taking submissions, but that's what we're going to try. Um, and from going to so many YouTube shows, I know a lot of people, so it'd be easy to get the word out.
Right.
You know, super easy to get the word out. And I'm sure if I asked, people would let me come on their show and review as well. Because I assume it's hard to get YouTube subscriptions too. I don't know. Obviously, I've never, this is my first YouTube ever.
Right. Right.
So I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just
Right.
somebody's mom.
Right. And I was going to tell you the other day, if you need help getting started, just let me know. I mean, if you have any questions, I can help you. I do believe that going on shows, it's a great way to get, like, I guess, your name out there, as far as people recognizing, hey, she's got a channel now or whatever. I think taking submissions, your biggest issue may be that you're going to get overwhelmed by the number of people that want you to try their stuff. But you just gotta kind of take that all in stride, you know. Just don't let it overwhelm you.
Well, I won't. I'm a single mom, full-time job. I thought I would try to review like 2 recipes a week. So I've got I've already started mixing for it. I've got a couple 5-day steepers going now. I've got a 30-day steeper going now. And I thought I would get the first video out or the first, review done and just let people know
Right.
that, hey, I'm willing to take submissions. Submit your best recipe if you want to. I'm not going to force anybody, but submit the recipe you want to get the word out on, and I'll mix it up and I'll review it. I've got quite a collection of concentrates because I ain't mixing in no truck, Mike. I've got
Right.
room, right?
Right.
So I've this room that I'm in, it's my sewing room. I also do my job in here, and then this whole wall, the wall right behind you, filled with concentrate.
All right. That was one of my questions. How many concentrates do you have, do you think?
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I am one OCD old lady, let me tell you. Hold on just one second. We will find out because ELR is right here handy, isn't it? Because everybody has ELR on the home screen of their phone, don't they? They do, don't they, Mike? I'm normal.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't have anything coming. I have 482 concentrates. That doesn't include any one-shots that I might have, or any duplicates, because sometimes you buy 2, don't you?
Sometimes I buy stuff thinking that I don't have it, and then the next day I run across it, and I'm like, well, hope I like it.
Right? That's why I make sure the first thing I do when I get an order in is I go to that home screen on my phone and I put the ELR in there and I get them listed right away, because that way I don't double buy because what if you hate it? I bought things that I didn't love 2 of, but people will always take it. If you say, oh, hey, I want to send you a package of flavors, no one is going to say no.
Right. Right.
Because, they're like Pokemon. We got to have them all.
Absolutely. So 400 some odd concentrates. I'm in that ballpark. I think I've got probably 430, 440 on the truck with me.
I can't imagine. That would be so cramped.
It's a pain, but it's what I like to do. So
Will it mess up your video if I turn my laptop and show you where I mix?
no, not at all.
Boring, but I am dull. Okay, those are my vape train concentrates. That's where I mix. And then you can see on the wall all my flavors. And I would like for you to see those shelves. I would like you to know I hung those all by myself. They're even, and they're even with each other. Thank you very, and on the first try. Thank you very much, kid. Here, I'll tell you a little random history about my life. Before I had my daughter, when I was in my, say, early 30s, I was a waitress. I would just go places and stop there and get a job and live in a motel or whatever, and just live in random places like Nashville, Tennessee, and Little Rock. Don't go to don't do that. I'm sure it's a lovely town, but don't just go there from Oklahoma, places like that. I would just go and get a job and live there. I don't do that anymore.
I've got a very hard question. It's not hard. If somebody said, and I wish I had the power, but if somebody said you can pick any, say, 3 mixers that you would like to meet and just be able to sit down and just kind of talk to, who would they be?
Shindo. I fangirl. I'm a Shindo fangirl. I would like to talk to Concrete River.
Mm-hmm.
I once we both got over the initial awkwardness of meeting face to face, I would like to pick his brain about concentrates. And Jennifer Jarvis, because she knows everything. Oh, I want to meet them all. If there was any way on God's green earth I could go to Vegas for the big show thing, I would go. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be the biggest thing to hit DIY in a long time. And then you could enter the contests too. I mean, chances are entering a contest with all those great mixers, I wouldn't win, but boy, you better know I would go in there and I would try to enter.
Oh,
Better
absolutely.
believe it.
Absolutely. So where do you get it? Like, I'm in kind of a drought right now, recipe wise. And I think I'm just getting picky. Nothing I mix I don't feel like anything that I'm mixing right now is good enough to put out. I mean, like you said a while ago, in the end, as long as I like it, that's really all that matters. But so where do you get inspiration from? Where do you get ideas from on things to mix?
Sometimes I'll get ideas from, I don't know, juice. I'll see some juice advertised online and think that looks good. Or one shots. I'll try a one shot. ML Nikon, she has this one shot at Chef's, EJM one shot at Chef's, Blueberry Catalana. If you order from Chef's, do yourself a favor and order a 10 mil of that. You will not be sorry. Or get a 30 mil. If Chef's would just put 100 mil on there, I'd be happy. But I'm addicted to that stuff. So one of my best recipes is a clone of her. It's not even a very good clone, but it's me trying to recreate the flavor of Blueberry Catalana.
Right.
And sometimes, like, okay, I put out a really good recipe not too long ago. It was for the all flavora thing. Those are just flavors I like together. Sometimes I'll come in here. I don't know how convenient this is for you, but because I was recently in a drought too. And it's a bummer, man, because you like to mix. I'll come in here and I'll look through the flavors and find one that looks good to me. Last night, I was sitting with my kid and she had me Google something to do with cranberries. And I saw this link that said poinsettia. It's a cocktail beverage, a drink. It's cranberries and orange juice and champagne. And I thought, wow, that'd be good. So this morning, just before you sent me the link, I came in here and I mixed up 2 different versions. I've got one that's got morning mimosa and Flavor cranberry and Flavor West pink champagne, and I've got one that's got the VTA blood orange champagne with the Wonder Flavors cranberry cocktail. And I didn't add any kind of liquor to that one because that VTA gives you that good champagne flavor.
Right.
I'll be trying those after we finish talking. And then sometimes ideas just come into my head. For days I've been like, mascarpone cheese from Wonder Flavors would go excellently with chocolate mousse from VTA. VTA was new when I was new, so I bought a buttload of them because nobody knew if they were going to be good or bad.
Right.
And it was just, I don't know. I don't want to say I got caught up in the hype because they're good concentrates, but they were new at the time. And so I just kind of, those are all VTA.
Right.
Okay. So I like them. They're good concentrates. Every one of them has worked out good. Not everyone. I have shisha double apple from them, which is not an apple flavor. It is a tobacco flavor. And
Really?
yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird.
See, that shisha double apple, I'm working on a mix that I just haven't got it where I want to, but I'm using that concentrate, and there was a little something in it, and I couldn't decide what it was, but it almost had a very slight anise note to it to me, and that must be the tobacco, because it's a light tobacco, right? It's a fairly light tobacco.
Yeah. Look, with the video on, you can't see me, or you can see me wrinkling my nose at it. So I don't want to make people hate it just because I wrinkled my nose. It's not for me though, man. I don't do tobacco. I don't have no desire to, and they are so popular right now. Everybody wants to do tobacco vapes, and I'm just like, okay. But I don't even have any tobacco concentrates. Don't even know what to do with them.
Right.
Because tobacco doesn't taste good, Mike. I mean, if you think back to smoking, man, that shit didn't taste good. It was
Right.
the best thing in the world to you, but that shit did not taste good, and it stinks.
Absolutely.
I'm not interested in stinking anymore. I gave that up.
I like the RY4, the RY4 double, the Soho tobacco. But those aren't just tobacco. The tobacco note in them is very, very light. It's the caramels and the graham cracker. That's more what attracts me to those flavors. I do have several of the Sticks Mix tobaccos that I still haven't tested, but I'm going to do something with those. Do you have any of Sticks concentrates?
I have tried the teas. I have a recipe for a blueberry infusion tea using his blueberry tea, and it's really good. But I find that teas and tobaccos, I learned this word from my buddy Liam, teas and tobaccos taste real earthy to me.
Right.
And I don't dig it. I tried the strawberry tea and I tried the blueberry tea, and while they're very good, those aren't profiles that are good for me personally. I don't know. I'm kind of in a spot right now because I don't know what I want. Sometimes that makes it hard to mix, doesn't it?
It does.
In this one, I have. Oh wait, because in this one I have Shindo's cookies, mint chip cookies and cream. If you haven't mixed that, do, and use the Devon cream in it. That is fantastic. I mixed up 100 ml and I nearly vaped it all.
Right.
Excuse me, I forgot to mute that time. And then in this one, yesterday, I decided that it would be a good idea to mix Wonder Flavors peach pie and cream, which is like heaven anyway, with Purellum peach blueberry and peach pie, and then I added a little extra blueberry to it, and Wonder Flavors blueberry smoothie. I added that too, and you know what? It's good. It is really, really good. Surprisingly, it's really, really good. I hate to get I hate to get complex flavors like that because you don't know how they're going to react when you put them with other flavors. Things like, I don't know, like the Purellum blueberry and peach pie thing. I don't know what it's really called. It's over there. Um, that's kind of a complex flavor. That's already got at least 3 or 4 things in it. So I
Right.
hesitate to mix something like that with another, what I like to call a compound flavor with the peach pie and ice cream, or peach pie and cream from Wonder Flavors. And blueberry smoothie, Lord only knows what's in that. But
Right.
surprisingly, mixing all those complex flavors together really worked. I'm not getting too much blueberry. And I used the VTA blueberry candy because, man, that smells good in the bottle. But it's a little bit too sweet for my mix. I find that peaches get cloying to me real quickly.
Right.
I'm not a huge peach person, right? But I'm thinking if I mix it again, because the 30 mils almost gone, so it's pretty good. If I mix it again, I'm gonna maybe throw in a little bit of sesame gooseberry, which is real tart, or maybe like 0.25 cranberry, or maybe a little lemon, something to kind of cut through all that sweetness. And I'll use maybe TPA Blueberry Wild instead of the blueberry candy. But I didn't know. I just threw 5 concentrates in, that 5 I had never even tried. How's that? So I got lucky. I won the flavor lotto yesterday.
Right. So do you do a lot of single flavor testing then?
No, sure don't. I'm lazy, man. I will go and I will do some single flavor testing, but it's very it's only when I have to. I bought some flavors from OOO. Okay. I went to ELR, no notes. Come on. I went to ATF. No, ATF is crap for notes anyway, but I never get anything from there. No notes. I went to Reddit. No notes. Come on, man. So I got up to 10 mils and I mixed them all up. By the way, do not ever buy OOO Blackberry Cobbler. You don't want it. It is, I tested it. I read a little bit about that one on Reddit. 0.25, it was overpowering and so floral. I can't imagine a use case for that ever, but there might be one.
Maybe have
So
to
it is,
dilute it.
possibly, but their sugar butter cookie is lovely. It is lovely. It needs quite a bit more steep than you're used to from like cap sugar cookie, but man, it has got a great flavor.
I've got a recipe that I've been working on for probably a month and a half that uses that. And I think actually that's what's in this tank now. And that's almost where I want it. And I've changed directions a couple times. Usually I'm stubborn and I get this idea in my head, this is what I want to make. And I think that kind of holds you back sometimes when this is what you want specifically, even though you stumbled across something that tastes delicious. It's just not what you was wanting initially.
Cookies are like that for me. That's how come I bought all the OOO flavors. I wanted a cranberry orange shortbread cookie. And I had all the usual suspects, biscuit, JF biscuit, um, all kinds of stuff. And none of it was right. So I bought every cookie they had at OOO. Tried them. Still not right. Man, 7 versions later, I had to walk away.
Right.
I think really the key is probably Wonder Flavor's shortbread cookie, which is new. I just got that.
I was
It,
just going to ask you about that. I have it. I haven't tried it yet.
me too. I find that I buy flavors more than I can use them. You know what I mean? Um, but they're nice to have too. It doesn't hurt anything to buy flavors. They're not very expensive. So I don't feel too bad about it, about not using them. Because, man, I don't want to put any pressure on myself as a mixer. I just want to have a good time. You know,
Right.
my whole life is a lot of hard work. Being a single parent is a lot of hard work. And when I do something, like when I sew because I want a pretty dress or I want a pretty whatever, or I want my kid to look pretty.
Right.
The minute somebody says, "Well, I'll pay you to sew whatever," it's not fun anymore. Then it's work. So with my mixing, I try not to, I'm not that anyone's gonna, oh, mix me some juice. And I do mix juice for some people, um, but not very many. My buddy Alan, he was having hard times and couldn't afford smokes. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, I'll give you this. I gave him my Aspire Breeze and some, I think 12 milligram um, root beer, a root beer and some other juice Tickle Me Pink from Chef's. And you know what? I make him juice to this day. He doesn't smoke. I'm so proud of him. My sister, I make her some juice sometimes too, but she lives far away.
Right. And that feels good too, don't it? Just to be able to help some people out. And um, I really don't know with all these regulations where we're going to end up, but really sad to even think that there might come a time where people don't even consider this as an option.
You know what? So many people quit smoking with vaping. I have a friend on Facebook. I won't say her name because she's not a vapor or she's not, into the DIY scene or whatever. But she just recently got a vape. I don't know what she got, but she got off cigarettes with it. And she posted on her Facebook page, how much better she felt and how great it was to be able to, finally put down the cigarettes thanks to the vape. And I told her congratulations and that vaping saved my life too. So then I was tagged in that post. And then people came on and started talking shit. Well, you better get off the vape too. And the dreaded popcorn lung. Do some research before you open your mouth. And I mean, I'm not going to argue on people's page, but I am going to present the facts, man. You gotta spread the word because I tell you what. Okay, so 3 years ago, I guess, maybe 2, but it hasn't been too long ago. I got pneumonia. Okay, I smoked a pack of Marlboro Lights a day, every day, and I smoked. I have 4 dogs. I have to take them out, and I have asthma. Surprise. I have asthma. Okay. Well, 4 years ago in like December, I got pneumonia. Real bad. I got pneumonia. They put me on steroids and antibiotics for 2 weeks. It seemed like I was getting better, but I wasn't. So then I got sicker again. More steroids, more antibiotics. Seemed like I was getting better, but I didn't. I ended up being sick with pneumonia, literally a bacterial infection in my lungs for 3 freaking months. My chest and stuff didn't get better until June. I literally took prednisolone for 3 months. Okay. That was when I decided I was done smoking. Okay. Well, it took me until August of that year to get off the cigarettes. Since that time, my doctor has taken away my steroid inhaler. I no longer have to use inhaled steroids at all. I have to take 1 pill a day for my chest to keep it's it like keeps my body from reacting stupidly to allergens and stuff. And one rescue inhaler as needed. That's it, man. I went from having to take steroids for 3 months to I take one inhaler as I need it. You know, my sister, we're similar. She didn't quit smoking. And you know what? She still gets pneumonia every year, just like that. Maybe not for 3 months, but dude, I thought I was going to die. And I got a 10-year-old, you know, I got to live. I owe that child 8 more years. I have to
Well,
live. And vaping saved my life. And I try really hard to, whenever there's any chance to advocate, I take it. Whenever anyone, I'm not going to go down, I'm not going to, jump you on the street when you're smoking and tell you why you shouldn't. But if you ask me about vaping, man, I'm going to teach you anything and everything I can to help you, because cigarettes are bad business. I've been addicted to other things in my lifetime, which I won't go into detail, but I've had other addictions in my lifetime, and cigarettes were the hardest thing I've ever given up. And occasionally, I still want one. And I think I probably always will.
what's a favorite recipe of somebody else's that you go back and you mix up over and over again? Or are you one that mixes things more than once?
Oh, yeah, I am, dude. If I can get in the groove with a recipe, I will. I am going to go with, oh, Liam Davies rice pudding. Excuse me, but that shit is fire. The way he uses the FE sweet rice, it's sweet, sticky, and he's got the cap cinnamon sugar there, and it's got like a little ribbon of strawberry jam in there. Oh, so good. But honorable mention is Nick Evans. I don't know if you know him. He's Nevans, Nevans on ELR and maybe ATF too. His scone is out of this world delicious, dude. It needs a month steep, but it is so good. And both of those are one shots, but those guys publish their recipes so that I don't have to buy that one shot.
Right.
And obviously I have a lot of friends in the DIY community. Okay. And so obviously I'm going to try their recipes before anyone. Excellent. Sconed. And I think it's, man, I forget the name of the rice pudding, but Liam is Sheerluck, SHEERLUCK _ohms on ELR. You can't go wrong with any of his recipes. We were talking about florals earlier. And this is kind of weird, Mike, but he's got a lavender blueberry ice cream. Good, man. That lavender does something weird to that blueberry where it tastes like it's fresh picked. It's cool. I learned florals. I learned a lot from Liam's recipes. When I first started, I met Tammy Olson, Tam Vapes, and I met Liam Davey, Sheerluck Ohms, and Mophead. I met Mophead. And they all answered all my questions. And I would get and it was before I had 482 concentrates, but I would look at their recipes and I would be like, well, can I sub this? Can I sub that? Can I do this? Can I do that? And they were like, try it. I've done more evil things to Tam Vape's recipes than you can even imagine. And the same with Liam. But I learned so much by finding those two solid mixers and applying what I knew to their recipe. Liam has this recipe called Sugar Lips. It is a raspberry cream thing. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I learned everything I needed to learn about layering it from subbing things in that recipe, from playing with that recipe.
Absolutely. And that's something a couple weeks ago, I think it's been 3 weeks now, on that DIY Down Under Mixing with Me Mates with Pippa and him. Alfred Pudding was on that show. And to learn that, because I've never heard of him, and then just all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's everywhere, right? And he's putting out these recipes that everybody's talking about how good they are. And then to learn that, he really hasn't been mixing for that long.
No, 4 months.
He hasn't. But the key is he wasn't afraid to reach out to people and ask for help or ask for their opinion. And that's something where, people aren't just going to volunteer to help you, but if you're putting in the work, if you're making the effort and you reach out to most of these people, they'll give you their advice. They'll help you out. And that's, you don't see in the real world anymore.
You know what I would recommend? This is probably on your questions, but I'm going to tell you anyway. You know what I would recommend most to a new mixer? Get on Discord. On Discord, they're there. People are logged on because they want to chat about mixing.
Right.
Hop on, man. I didn't for until this month. I was never on any of those Discord channels because I didn't really understand how it worked. And I've gotten to know so many cool people on Discord. I get to hear other people's ideas about my mix. And if you're stuck, just talk to somebody. And it doesn't have to be someone famous. It could be anyone, just anyone can help you. Anyone who's willing to talk to you about flavors, take that opportunity because they know. I mean, we all have different viewpoints, and it's just so good to hear those. You know what I mean?
Right. And, somebody's viewpoint may not solve the question or the issue that you're having right now, but that's always there in your brain, and you might run across that situation and remember that, and that may work in the next situation.
Or it may trigger you to think of,
Right.
I do have an Alfred pudding recipe steeping. That's going to be my first review for my YouTube.
Yeah, that Captain Crunch one.
Yep.
I'm going to mix that this afternoon.
It smells heavenly, Mike.
Does
it? Smells like Captain Crunch. He's got on there 5 days steep, but I was talking to Core Vape, and he's already vaped it and said it's good right off the shake. But when I do my reviews, I want to follow the recipe exactly, and part of that is waiting 5 days. So on Wednesday, I will get to vape mine. So I'm looking forward to that.
Of your recipes, if you could tell everybody, and they had to do it, to go mix one of your recipes that would be representative of, say, something that's just your favorite recipe that you've made, what would that recipe be?
I'm gonna say Trailer Park Catalana on ELR. It's good. It was inspired by ML Nikon's Blueberry Catalana.
Right.
Good, man. That's all I have to say about it. It has 5-star reviews, and it earns them. It's good. Everyone that I've talked into trying it has told me it's the best blueberry recipe they've ever had. So try that. But over on ATF, I've got this orange cranberry upside down cake. I made it for the Flavor contest. Ooh, dude, that is so good. Sorry, I know.
Right, and I looked at that too. That's the one that Liam really liked.
The Blueberry or Trailer Park Catalana is the one that Liam's vaping right now.
Okay, I knew one of the two. I looked through your recipes a couple of days ago, and the ones, they're either going to take too long to steep before today, or I didn't have all the concentrates for. So, which is a everyday thing for a mixer trying to mix somebody else's stuff.
You're always missing one or two.
Always missing one or two.
Got 500, still missing two.
Right.
I
Right.
think only Tammy is the only person I can think of who probably can mix everything.
Well, when I asked Tammy, because she's got, I want to say she said 1,300, maybe 1,400 concentrates in her interview, and she still has stuff that she wants to mix that she's got to order flavors for. If you had advice for a new mixer, somebody just getting started, they bought a few concentrates, they're sitting down trying to make something good, what would be your advice to those people?
Go to ELR and see what can I make. Do that. That's going to help you. It's going to help you figure out how things go together. Just be a sponge, man. That's the whole key to DIY. Be a sponge.
All right.
Soak up that knowledge.
And even if you make something that doesn't taste great, there's something to be learned from that too.
We have all made shitty juice. That's what we need to tell them. We have all made drain juice, okay? Well, I don't dump mine down the drain because I'm somebody's mom and I got to mother the planet. But we've all made juice that sucked, okay? I can remember back when I was brand new. What I do is I take these bottles and I will dump the bad juice into these and then dispose of them, right? Well, I can remember back when my daughter's up and the dogs know it, so sorry about that. Back when I was new, every couple of weeks, I would be dumping out 2 complete water bottles full of bad juice. And now it's like 60 mil or so. I make 30 mil at a time of a test recipe. That way, hopefully, generally, I have time for some of it to steep and I can go back and try it and see if it's really as good as I think it is. So, just don't put nicotine in everything, because if you don't know it's going to be good, you're going to waste your nic and then you're going to be mad. If you don't be afraid to waste juice. Concentrates aren't very expensive. VG and PG aren't very expensive. Play, have a good time. But yeah, you're going to throw away a bunch of juice, man. Just come to terms with it. If it sucks, okay, pitch it in the trash. Oh, and you know what else? This is the most important thing I've learned in DIY. Get enough bottles so you don't have to wash them. I just recently started doing this. I used to every 2 weeks wash out every bottle I owned. I'm done with that, man. I got a big bottle. I got 30 bottles for like $6 on Amazon, 30 mils. They're nice little bottles. 30 of these for $6. Okay, sign me up. This is turtle cheesecake. I wanted to mix mascarpone cheese and chocolate mousse. I'll let you know how it is. But really the biggest thing is, for new people, we all screw up. Don't get discouraged. Don't be dramatic. Just throw it in the trash and start over. Or dump it out and start over. You'll get it. It's not immediate.
Right. I always tell them too, just imagine, because we've all done it. We've all been to a vape shop, bought a juice that we thought we were going to like. We spent $20, $25 on a 30 milliliter bottle of juice, and we get home and hate it. And I'm not going to throw away a $25 bottle of juice. So I sit here, and every puff I take, I just get madder and madder because I bought it.
I don't hate vape. I'm throwing that shit away.
I do. When I mix something up that I don't like, I still vape it for a little while. I end up throwing it away. But I vape it until I feel like I've learned my lesson.
That's funny.
As to why that didn't work.
I've got a pumpkin cheesecake over there that's been steeping since September 9th. We're going to give that a shot. We're going to try that today, Mike. I'll let you know. But I don't hate vape. If it's bad, I'll throw that away. But here's one thing that I do that I don't think a lot of people do. When I'm testing my recipe, I've got a Revenger with a dead rabbit on it for testing. That's what I test with. Um, Whatever, it's not exactly the same. I vape on a Pulse 80 watts with recurves, but I test with my dead rabbit because it's easier. If it's good on the dead rabbit, if I can drip it and it seems pretty tolerable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that juice and I'm going to fill up my squonk bottle and I'm going to live with that juice for 10 mils or 9 or however much is in there. And I'm going to see, because by the time you get done squonking a whole bottle full, you're going to know everything you need to know about that juice. What do I need to change? You know, where am I lacking? You're going to get that. I think, I mean, dripping's cool and everything, and it's a great way to test, but I think that you need to live with your juice a little bit. So, like every juice that I test, I'll drip it if it's tolerable, if I think I can stand it, and then I'll put it in the squonk pot or in the squonker, and then I'll just live with it for the rest of the day to see. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's been times where I get, halfway through and I've got to wash out that squonk bottle. But you know
Right.
what? That's the price you got to pay, man. You got to know if it's good, because tasting good, dripping it is great. But can I live with this flavor? And then sometimes the answer is no. And you just got to deal with it. That's how I test. Fresh cotton, clean squonk bottle. Let's do it. And then if it's bad, man, it's bad. I just got to go do it again. I have recently learned to re-wick very quickly. Good luck editing this video, Mike. We've been talking for a couple of hours.
Oh, I know. There will probably
Sorry.
no editing, and that's fine. Like I said, these videos I do because, I mean, obviously I want people to watch them, but I do because I enjoy doing them. I just thought that it would be neat, uh, and I don't want to just do like I mean, everybody wants to talk to like the Pippas, the Wayne Walkers, the Freshes, but I want to talk to other people too. I mean, just people like yourself. You say that you're nobody, but in the end, you don't think that way. You are somebody. I've really enjoyed talking to you, and we all learn something from each other. I mean, if I do this whole hour and a half long interview thing, and I learn one thing, then that's good because that helps everybody out, especially me. And I've actually learned a lot today, so that's good.
I'm boring. Um, but thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me talk about the show I want to make. Because I'm gonna do that today. Well, not today, but today I'm gonna YouTube how to start a YouTube channel and stuff. So, um, you know, and then I'm gonna start going on the shows. Then you'll be seeing me being annoying more often.
Oh, you're not annoying.
I'll try harder.
All right, so that was Joey, aka Hibbadoray. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I sure enjoys doing these. I understand that these videos are a little long, but I think there's content there. There's things that can be learned, and I just find them interesting. Hopefully you all do too. Joey came as a viewer suggestion. Somebody wanted to find out more about Joey. So if there's anybody that y'all want to find out more about, just leave it in the comments. You can email me, vapingtrucker01@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook. I'm in most of the groups. Mike Caporelli, that's Caporale. So yeah, just send me a message, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about it. Until next time, stay safe, keep on trucking, and keep on vaping.